Hi everybody, this is Darkstorm Comic Reviews here with a review on Youngblood, issue 6. And here we got the cover here, we got Die Hard, we got Shaft, and then we got Troll. Yeah, it's a really cool cover, I really like it. I like the glossy detail of the cover. I think it's really, really cool. It's got my two favorite characters on it, so obviously, I'm gonna like that. We got Shaft's bow and arrow. Yeah, this is Shaft. Die Hard. Shaft is the leader of the team. Die Hard is like a member of the team. He's like a half human, half cyborg. Basically. Yeah, half human, half cyborg. This is Troll. And yeah, let's get into the story. So we open up with this cool action scene, right? And we got this guy. He's riding on a red motorcycle. We got some guys chasing after him. The guy's name is Lieutenant Colonel Bravo. He kind of looks like Cable in a way, but I really like his look. We get this really cool shot of him riding on his red motorcycle. It's a really cool scene. And basically, what's going on here is he's running away from these guys who are like chasing after him. Get this cool scene right here. Get this awesome scene right here. Look at this, guys. Got this cool scene where he's holding his gun, kind of like a laser blaster thing, and he's just kind of shooting it off at the guys on the motorcycle. One of his blasts hits one of the guys chasing after him. It's pretty cool. And then, just running away from... I think he's running from the government, because the government, like I said in the previous issue, they kind of control the Youngblood team, and the Youngblood team can't really do anything without the government's permission. So he's running away from the government team. Stops here. And he kind of talks about how he's running away from the government, and he's like he's holding this picture, and we find out that it's a picture of his son, and he's like I have to tell him the truth about this. I have to tell him this truth, and hopefully he'll accept it. But if he doesn't, it'd be a real shame because I'm hoping he really believes me. So this is Lieutenant Colonel Bravo. That's his son, and he's trying to find him. Basically, he's trying to find his missing son. His son's not missing, but he's trying to find his son, basically. So, and then we cut to this next scene. The Youngblood home team, which consists of Shaft, Die Hard, Chapel, and some of the other members. They're going to a mission to Nevada to stop Cybernet, which is like a terrorist organization force, I believe. Yeah, it's like a terrorist organization type thing, Cybernet. And yeah, here we see Die Hard. Got some of the other members, Dutch, Combat, Vogue. They're all getting ready to take on the Cybernet. Basically what they're talking about here, and I really like these images. Look at how detailed this is. Really, really cool image here. Very detailed. And basically in this scene, they're talking, Vogue here, the girl with the purple hair, she's like, I'm worried about Cybernet. I mean, do we really know what we're getting into? Is anybody else not worried about this? And, what's his name? Sorry, I forgot his name. Combat, it's Combat. Yeah, Combat. So Combat's saying, like, I'm surprised you are worried. I mean, why are you worried? I mean, the government sends us on missions like this all the time. Are you really? Why are you worried? And I think Dutch is like, are you really surprised? I mean, the government sends us on missions like this all the time. I mean, you do know, folks, that he's basically saying, Dutch here, he's basically saying, like, the government doesn't care what happens to us. The government doesn't care about our feelings or our worries. They just want us to get the job done. Now, that's why Youngblood exists. We're just there to get the job done, get as quick and soon as possible. And that's just how it is. And, basically, Combat, he says, really, for a warrior, I'm surprised you're all that worried. And then Dutch goes, oh, quit it with the warrior stick, Combat, She has a reason to be worried. These guys are dangerous. These guys are, Cybernet is very capable of a bunch of bad stuff. And But he also goes, but we're Youngblood, we're trained for this, we're bred for this, we have to give it our all. And then there's this cool scene where Die Hard goes, well, what if we can't give it our all, Dutch? What if we can't, what if we can't go beyond extremes? I mean, look at us. Look at us. We got a Russian gymnast. We got a Russian gymnast, alien space warrior, and a guy who was practically a part of the Cybernet initiative. Do you really think a team of our caliber is up to Cybernet? I mean, do you really think we're capable of much more than we are? Add that to the list. The leader being a bipedal equivalent of a rechargeable battery. I mean, do you really think we stand a chance? So I kind of like the scene because Die Hard's kind of doubting himself. He's kind of doubting his own team, and he's supposed to be the leader right now, but he's doubting the capability of his team because it's like, we're not some big A. I mean, we are a big A team, but we're like we're made up of pretty unique individuals. I mean, do we really stand a chance against this threat? I mean, so that's a pretty cool scene. I like the scene where he's just kind of doubting his team and stuff, That's a pretty cool scene. Then we get this funny scene where we see Badrock. They're making a spoof of David Letterman, and he's kind of, because remember, Youngblood's a celebrity superhero team. They're sanctioned by the government, but they're also a celebrity team, so they're known by everybody. They're known by all the audiences, all the regular people, and they're celebrities. They sign for autographs. They do marketing deals, they do marketing deals like we discussed in the last issue. So, and they also, go on talk shows to promote themselves. So, we see Badrock here talking with David Kellerman, hint, hint, David Letterman, kind of like a spoof. And he's just talking about, he's on a talk show. He's talking about David Kellerman's interviewing him, and he's just kind of, talking with him, telling him about himself, and, how cool he is and stuff like that. It's a pretty funny scene. I like it. And he talks about how, maybe I should become my own late night talk show host and, stuff like that. Stuff you would see on like a talk show. And then there's a funny scene where, there's actually this pretty interesting scene where this lady all of a sudden comes out and he goes, I'm going to finish you, Killer Man. You never return my calls. You never talk back to me. And I'm just going to straight up destroy you and take you out. So, yeah, she's really just this crazy lady who's just really insane because she's like one of those obsessed fans you'd see with celebrities. She's very obsessed with David Kellerman. So she just wants to take him out for just no other reason. Also, he didn't return her calls. So she's just crazy, basically. And I think I heard somewhere that this was actually inspired by real events where I think some lady tried to take out David Letterman and that the comic writer who was writing this book took inspiration from that event and was kind of spoofing it. So that's pretty cool if this is based on a real life event. But yeah, Badrock is like, he makes a little Simpsons reference, dough, because Homer Simpson always says dough, that's one of his catchphrases. So they kind of spoof that too. It's pretty funny. So the Badrock gets into action. Tries to take out the crazy lady. Basically, he's a big stone guy. So, she fires a shot at him. Really cool scene. He blocks the blast. Then he uses his rock might to punch the floor. The floor shakes. The lady flies upwards, and then he catches her. And it's funny because to take her out, he just freaking thumps her in the head because that's how powerful he is. If he punched her, he'd probably kill her. So he just thumps her in the head. And he takes her out, and Badrock makes a funny comment where he goes, "Hey, this chick's pretty good looking. Maybe you should have returned her calls, David." And it's pretty funny. And we see another. I don't know. I guess this is like Badrock's sponsor guy or marketer guy. I don't know what you would really call them, but probably a sponsor. But because again, he's a celebrity or agent. It's his agent. Yeah, because celebrities have agents. So this is his agent. So because again, they're celebrity superheroes. So he's like, "You were incredible. I can't believe it. You actually saved the reigning king of late night TV in front of 6 million television viewers." And he goes, Yeah, that's cool. That's great. I like it. But I don't think anybody will be watching it. They're probably watching Nightline or some other show. And he goes, "Why are you crazy? This is gonna make views. This is gonna make popularity. You're gonna be the big name, baby. You're gonna be the big cheese or whatever they say. He's really pumping him up. He's like, yeah, sure. Let's just get on with it." And then we get to the next scene where we're at the Washington D.C. the the White House, Washington, D.C., and we see this loud what appear out of nowhere, speech bubble. And as you can see, Shaft is really angry, and the reason why, sorry guys, the reason why he's less than pleased right now is because we got this guy behind him, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting names lately for some reason, but he's behind him, and he goes, come on, look, Shaft, be reasonable. I think this idea will work. You have to trust me on this new idea I've got planned. And I think he's one of the heads of the government. He's a guy who works for the government. Because again, I know I repeat this a lot, but I just want to make sure, people know Youngblood is a government sanctioned team. It's not like the Avengers where the Avengers, they can just go and do whatever they want, and they can just go save lives or whatever. No, the government is in control of Youngblood. Therefore, there's a threat. Youngblood just can't go out and take care of it. The government has to approve of them going out to take care of the situation, going out to take care of the crime, or, the international crime or whatever. They can't just do it themselves. The government has to approve what Youngblood does. So the government's in control of this team, basically. It's like if the Sokovia Accords and the Civil War movie actually had worked out, basically. So, but anyway, for any of you who watched that movie, Captain America: Civil War. But anyways, so the guy behind him is like, the government guy is like, hey, you really should relax and think about this idea. I know you don't like it, but trust me, it's gonna work. And Jeff's like, I don't want this. I don't like this idea. I don't like what you're doing here. Don't patronize me. Graves, that's what the government guy's name is, Graves. Don't patronize me, Graves. And he goes, I don't want to do this. I don't have to do this. And he goes, yeah, you kind of do, because we own you guys. You got a contract. We're the U.S. freaking government. We own you guys. And you got a contract that doesn't expire until the year of 1998. And goes, you kind of have to follow what we say. If you want to make the government guy goes, you want to make this challenging, we can totally do that. We can make your life suck. We can make it a big challenge for you if you don't want to play ball with us. And the chef's like, whatever, I guess I got no choice. So, and the government guy goes on about how, and it's just funny to me because he goes on about how, he goes into like a, pardon my language, but he goes into like a bullshitting mode where he goes, however, the Youngblood program is about bettering the human condition, making the world a safer place for future generations, not accommodating our private, desires for an environment free change. I thought that was funny because, he's just bullshitting that. Anyways, yeah, the reason why Shaft is so mad and the change that the government guy wants to make is that he ends up creating a new Youngblood team, which is funny because, most comics, it'd be like, okay, you got your regular Avengers team, right? And you don't really get a new Avengers team until, you start out with your basic characters, and later on you get issues down, or tons of issues down, you get a new Avengers team later on. But this one is like, we're 6 issues into this book, and already we're getting like a new team roster, so I think that's pretty funny. But anyways, this is the Youngblood of tomorrow, as they say in the book. And this is a Knights to Bray. This ain't right here, actually, but here's the picture. Knights to Bray, new Die Hard, and we get, we get Bartholomew J. Troll. Yeah, that's the name, Bartholomew J. Troll. I think I'm saying it right. But anyways, here's Knights to Bray, the new members, Knights to Bray, Bartholomew J. Troll, and then we get the new Die Hard. And there's a cool conversation where he goes, I'm sorry, a new Die Hard, like, isn't that redundant? We already got a Die Hard, and it works perfectly. And he goes, yeah, but this is the government guy's all like swarmy and stuff. I kind of like it. He goes, but this is like a new updated version, it's like when you get the newest latest. It's like he's talking about it like it's and I know this wasn't there back then because this is made in the 90s, but it's like he's talking about like, oh, well, this is like the newest latest iPhone, it's new and it's all updated, and he's like, and Shaft goes like, Die Hard isn't. The current model is a human being, he's like I think Die Hard. And I said he was a cyborg earlier, but I kind of can't remember at this point. But I think it's like a robot, but he's kind of like, he's also human. I kind of forgot, but I think he's like a mixture of the both. He's like a cyborg. But so Shaft's like, the current model was a human being. You can't just replace him with this fake, Die Hard version. I mean, this Die Hard version, this Die Hard version's a complete fake. He just has, the original Die Hard's memories downloaded into him. He's just a replacement robot. You can't replace a human being with this. And he goes, he was obviously really Chap's obviously really upset, as you can tell. So Troll goes like, "Hey, but don't worry, this new diehard, he'll be good for our straight man jokes, you know? He'll be the straight man to all our jokes." He's like, "First off, buddy, don't call me boy, don't call me kid. I'm the leader of this team. You need to show me some, some gosh darn respect, basically." So we keep going. And there happens a little argument. He goes, "I'm the leader of this team. You need to show me some respect. I don't put up with this tomfoolery or whatever. I don't put up with any of this. You're going to have to show me some gosh darn respect here." And so they kind of get into an argument, and he's like, "All right, yeah, well, respect goes both ways, kids. So I thought I was just trying to lighten up stuff, but if you want to play the straight man, that's fine with me." And Shaft's like, "Graves, this is a dumb idea. I don't trust this." And he goes, "Hold on, I got a call." And they come to find out that forget the noise, guys. They come to find out that a window explodes, and we see that, what's the situation? And they find out that the situation is, in fact, and they come to find out that there's this group out here. They call themselves the Brotherhood of Man, and they're basically like, "Here we leaders of America, your time has come." They're basically saying like, "Oh, we're going to take out the White House and the U.S. government," because basically this, I guess, cult group, I don't really know who they are really, but I'm guessing they are this cult group. Like, we're against the U.S. government, we're going to try to take it down, we're going to try to take them down. So the Brotherhood of Man is what they're called, Brotherhood of Man. And they're like, and Chef's like, "Okay, time for observation is over, let's see what you guys can do." And the thing that I found really cool about this issue is that right here, the government guy, apparently Graves, it's alluded to that he kind of set all this up. He purposely, I guess, told the Brotherhood of Man where the Youngblood team would be so that he could see this new Youngblood team in action, to see how they do, to see how they compare to the original team, and that maybe they could be the new Youngblood team from now on, to see how they would do in their training, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So he basically set all this up to see how the new Youngblood would fare, and the new Youngblood team would fare in action. So, but anyways, we get this cool action sequence. We get this really cool 2-page spread here. It's really, really cool. Really, really awesome. Really glossy. I love 90s image artwork. It just looks very detailed and very glossy. It's really, really cool. Shaft here, looking awesome. Then we got a new team member, Night Spray. The new Die Hard, Bartholomew J. Troll, rocking that cool metal mask there. I mean, this art just looks freaking great. Like, this just pops. I mean, I like Marvel, I do, but you don't get this kind of stuff in Marvel, in my opinion, where it just, like, it pops, And it's just really, really neat and dynamic. But anyways, they're getting into action. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, so there's a scene where a troll, obviously takes down the first guy in this cool little sequence here. We get some more action. You get this really cool image where he jumps from one guy, takes down the other guy. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. And then we get Shaft here. He's loading up his arrows to take out one of the guys here. He's pulling back his arrows. We get this cool shot of him pulling back his arrows. He fires his arrows, and just gets a really cool scene where he fires them and it just sticks to the bad guys. And then we get Night Spray here, who's taking out more of the bad guys here. It's like I'm gonna try to show Shaft what I can do, basically. And he kicks this one dude. It's really, really cool. Art in this is just gorgeous. Like, it's very detailed. It's very detailed and it's very glossy, and I really like it a lot. Hope that's clear enough for you guys to see. But yeah, here we go, Knights of Bray, and as you can see, okay, so you see the staff here, right? So he's carrying the staff, beats this one guy up, and then as you can see here, he fires it's kind of hard to just make out a little bit, but you can see he fires a beam here from his staff, and it just blows this guy to smithereens, basically. And then we get some backstory to him. Like, the comic, funnily enough, out of all the new team members, really focuses on him and gives him the most detail. We find out that Knights of Bray is actually a guy named McRandall. And apparently his backstory is kind of interesting. His backstory is that since he was 18, he would always draw aggression towards him. So we'd always Mick Randall, Knights of Bray. He would always find himself in troubling situations. He would always draw aggressive people towards him, and he would always start fights. He would just like a tractor beam, I guess, for aggression. Basically, he would just draw it towards himself unexpectedly. And apparently he came to find out that he can actually harness aggression to use as a weapon. So he harnesses other people's aggressions in order to shoot projectile beams out of his staff. So it's pretty neat power. So like he harnesses other people's anger in order to fire blaster beams out of his staff here. So it's pretty cool. So he's like a magnet for anger, basically. You get this cool shot here of Knights of Bray. Forgive the noise, guys. The dog's just going crazy. Get this cool scene here. Kicking. More kicking. Another blast. And he's down. Come on. There we go. And, yeah, so he's got the one guy down. We get this cool pose with him. Get close up here. Cool scene. And he's talking about, basically not bad for a new guy. It's sad that Shaft didn't show up because, I wish I really would have had an audience. But anywho, I did what I needed to do. So the new Die Hard comes in. He's trying to chase after this truck. And then we get this really cool scene where the new Die Hard fires this really big blast of energy. And it's just a really cool picture, really cool scene. He's trying to stop the truck, but the truck's not listening. Yep, pretty cool. And, he fires before the truck to try to get him to stop. And, they're not, he's a robot, basically. He's not like the other Die Hard, where it's like a half human, half robot cyborg. This Die Hard's an actual, robot, basically. So he stops in front of the truck. He's like, you're not listening, so I'm just going to have to take care of you. So he just kills him, basically. And he, fires another blast at him. Takes him out. Droll's taking out the rest of the other guys. Really showing him what he's got. Kicks him in the crotch there. It's kind of funny. And he goes, not that bad for a little guy indeed. So cool scene. Got lots of good action. Lots of good action. And we get really good art too. This is just so detailed, guys. Look at this. Then we see Die Hard comes in and they make a little joke. He goes, wow, you've been taking your vitamins, ain't you? And he goes, Die Hard goes, vitamins have little to do with my design or functions, Bartholomew Troll. And he goes, see what I told you. Shaft, the perfect straight man. And he's kind of talking about how we made a reference earlier to Die Hard being the straight man. That was pretty funny. And he goes, and the government guy goes, excellent, More alluding to, and then he goes, an remarkable performance by all, everything is working. So it's alluding to the fact that he set this whole thing up, this whole setup with the, he was a part of the whole Brotherhood of Man thing, setting that up so then he could see how the team would work, and if the team was better than the team they already had. So I like that. I like the fact that he was just setting all this up because it kind of shows how swarmy the U.S. government is in this story. So I kind of like it. And he goes from a terrible mistaken, the paparazzi has arrived. And, they all get into position, they all take a photo. So, yeah, it's a really cool, a lot of good action. I really like the action in this, and the art just looks fantastic. So, as you get to the next scene, Bad Rock is at an airport with his celebrity agent. And he goes, and celebrity agent's all freaking out, oh, well, it should be here. You saved freaking David Kellerman. You should be everywhere on the papers right now, Bad Rock. I mean, you should be this big star. And he goes, Bad Rock's like, dude, could you just chill out? You're kind of embarrassing me in front of people here. Just chill out a bit. And he goes, what the heck is this? This shouldn't be right. And you know, the guy's like, and Bad Rocket's like, what's going on? He goes, oh my goodness. And he shows Bad Rocket the report at the end. And he goes, here's what it says. Move over, Bad Rock. Youngblood's most popular new member is 3'4" of dynamite and goes by the name of Troll. And then Bad Rock goes, I think I'm going to puke. And it's just kind of a funny ending because he's like, really? Like, this guy's getting all the glamour glory? This, like, little troll dude? I'm freaking Bad Rock, guys. Come on. And this little troll guy's getting all the rep here, and I'm not. And I just say freaking David Kellerman of Late Night News. Like, come on, guys. So it's a funny ending. I really like it. And then you get a little reference to Extreme, which is Extreme Studios, which is the subsidiary of Image that makes Youngblood, and is the company owned by Rob Liefeld, who, you know, created Youngblood. So that's a fun little reference there. And yeah, that's the end of the issue. And we also get this bonus poster by Rob Liefeld and Danny Mickey, I believe is his name. Yeah, I want to show this off, obviously. So here it is. Look at this, guys. Oh yeah, it's hard to see Chef's face, I guess. Let me just come on. I know it's kind of hard to make out. You can see some of it. We got Bad Rock here, Die Hard, and this really cool pose. I know it's hard to make out Chef's face. I'm sorry. And then we got Chef here. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool image. Just to make a great, like, large-size poster. I mean, this just looks amazing. Got my 3 favorite people here: Die Hard, Chapel, and Shaft. Not like Bad Rock, but I wouldn't consider him like one of my favorite characters. I like him; he's funny. I don't have a problem with him. I like his character, but Die Hard, Chapel, and Shaft. Die Hard, Chapel, and Shaft are my favorite characters of Youngblood. They're the ones that stand out to me the most. I just really like their looks. They just look so freaking cool. And Shaft is a good leader. I like Shaft too. But yeah, that's the end of the book. Let me see if I can get the artist here real quick. Here we go. Here's all the people who worked on the book. Rob Liefeld, creator. Eric Stevenson, script editor. Danny Mickey, inks. Tiko Takanashi, I'm probably saying that wrong. Color separators. Kurt Hathaway, lettering. And yeah, that's the end of the book. So I like this book. I like this book a lot. I like the stuff I found interesting. I like the thing with the government trying to like set this whole thing up so the Youngblood, they can see how the new Youngblood team is. It just shows how in control and shady the government is in the Youngblood books. I really like that a lot. I like the artwork, obviously. I like the idea of a new team, the government being behind a new team, even though we're only 6 issues in and they already want a new team, because I guess they feel like the old team is getting less popular. Action was freaking great. I loved it. What else? The David Kellerman thing was funny with the girl coming out trying to kill him, and the fact that that's probably inspired by real events is pretty cool too. I just heard that somewhere. I gotta probably look into that, but pretty interesting, pretty cool. What else? And the thing in the beginning with Lieutenant Colonel Bravo was cool, I guess. Him finding his kid is just, it was cool, but it's like we don't know enough about him. He's spoken about in other issues, but to me, it wasn't a big part of the book. To me, it was cool, but you know, it wasn't. The action was great. I love seeing him like shoot the guys off the bikes. That was pretty awesome. But as far as character, like, he's cool. He looks great. But more interesting stuff to me was the stuff with the government making a new Youngblood team, and the government guys setting it all up to see how they would test, and, you know, being all shady. And then the Bad Rock David Kellerman thing was also really cool. So yeah, good book overall. I really liked it. It's one of the Youngblood books that really stands out to me, along with issue 3. I really like this issue. So this is Darkstorm Comics signing off. Have a good one.